It was a cold January night in 1956. In a small town in America, two young lovers went for a drive in their car to be alone. However, this would be their last trip. Duane Bogle and Patricia Kalitzke were brutally murdered that night. The murder remained unsolved for 65 years, until modern technology and a determined detective reopened this old file. Let's take a closer look at this real murder case and how it was solved 65 years later. The calendar showed the year January 2nd, 1956. Duane and Patricia met at a restaurant on the side of the highway in the Great Falls area. This was the last place this beautiful couple was seen. They never returned home after leaving the restaurant. The next morning, three young people who went for a walk in the woods in the area first came across Duane's body. He had been shot in the back of the head. His hands were tied with the belt of his pants. He was only 20 years old. Patricia's lifeless body was found on the side of the highway the next day. Patricia, who had just turned 16, had signs of sexual assault on her body. The police questioned 35 suspects but got no results. The evidence was insufficient. DNA technology did not exist in the 1950s. The murder case was put in the unsolved case box in the following years and shelved. Their families lived in the hope that justice would be served one day. Years followed years. In 2012, Detective John Cadner decided to reopen this 50-year-old file. Modern DNA technology now offered the opportunity to re-examine old evidence. The sperm sample taken from Patricia's body was sent to the laboratory after 60 years. However, the first attempts were unsuccessful. Cadner did not give up. 7 years later, the calendars showed 2019. Genetic genealogy technology was now easily solving these types of murders. This new technology was used for the first time in this case. First, a family tree was drawn from the sperm sample. The arrows pointed to a local named Kenneth Gould. Gould had died in 2007. However, DNA samples taken from his family proved that he was the killer. Gould was 29 years old when he committed the murder. According to the detailed investigation, he had married his 16-year-old neighbor's daughter just 4 years before the murder. He left his hometown after the murder and never visited his family again. His children were shocked when they learned years later that their father was a murderer. When Detective Cadner closed the case, he felt a sense of relief that he had finally been able to bring justice to the families. Duane's brother had died in 2013, but Patricia's family could finally see with their own eyes that justice had been served. This story is not just about a brutal murder. This story is also about the power of technology and determination. It is proof that justice can be served even after 65 years. Two young lovers finally found peace with a determined detective and developing technology. If you're curious about and want to watch such true stories, please subscribe to our channel. If you like and comment, you will help our channel grow even more. Stay with love, stay with love, stay with justice. Goodbye.